Hi friends, so I started out on my prayer walk today and I was super excited to just sing some praises to God, and I had my AirPods in and immediately they died. Bummer. But then I remembered I can just do it the old school way, and that is just to pray and let God bring a song to mind. So that's what he did right away. He brought to mind a song, which is one I learned a long time ago as a kid. You know, interestingly enough, just the desire to sing is it's a manifestation of the Holy Spirit in your life. It's called exaltation. And I know that it's the Spirit, not me, because when I was younger, I didn't like singing at all. But now I just love to sing praise to the Lord. But I was just remembering this song, and it just packed a powerful punch for me and for you. And I hope you're encouraged by this just quick word. But it's a song that goes, "Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. And I'll seek you in the morning. And I'll learn to walk in your ways, and step by step you'll lead me, and I will follow you all of my days." I can remember the first time that song really hit me. I was just out of college, and Samantha and I were going to Bible school, and we were on a wilderness retreat out in the desert in the end of March, beginning of April. I remember exactly what time it was of the year because it was the same weekend as March Madness, which is a basketball tournament that I absolutely loved as a young man, still do today. And part of me was like, what am I doing out here in the desert, praying, worshiping, seeking God, fasting, versus being at home watching basketball? But that's because God had got a hold of my heart and changed my priorities. But so let me just walk through that day. I'm out there and I'm praying, and I'm in Death Valley, and it's the spring, so it's sunny but not too warm, and we're on our own, and we're fasting, we're praying, we're seeking God's face, trying to understand what's next after this Bible school. What am I going to do with my life? All those kind of decisions. If you're in a place right now where you're needing to have wisdom about a next step, then this is maybe an encouragement to remember. So just phrase by phrase, and what happened to me that day. So, "Oh God, you are my God." Just a reminder that God is, he is Lord. And so when we say, "Oh God," we're acknowledging who he is. He's Lord over our lives, that we submit our wills to his will. But he's our God. He's personal. He loves us individually. He cares about you. He cares about me. And I will ever praise you. Yeah, again, that's what we've been made to do, is to worship him. And we can do that through our words, our actions, our attitudes throughout the day. "Oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you, and I will seek you in the morning." There's that pursuit of God that's so important in our lives. If we want God to lead us, then we need to pursue him and get to know him, to understand his will for our lives. So seeking you in the morning doesn't mean you have to be a person that does your devotions at 4:00 in the morning. I'm not very good at the mornings. I'm better at night and other times. For me, seek you in the morning means give him your best time, not your worst, but not your leftovers, but give God your best time to pursue him. And we seek him in a whole bunch of ways. We can do that by being in his word, which is so key, by listening, taking time to pray, giving God space, like I was doing that weekend back in 1995. Little did I know what was coming next for me, but I was seeking him, listening to him, asking big questions about my future. So there I was, fasting, praying in the desert with my fellow students in the School of Evangelism. And he showed up in a powerful way and spoke to me in ways that were clearly him. And so he was giving me those next steps. He doesn't give you the whole vision a lot of times, but he just gives you the next step. So for me, that next step was to say, no longer was I to pursue a career in aviation, which is what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a fighter pilot up to that point in my life. But God was calling me into ministry to share with others about Jesus. So I remember sitting there, and these jets flew by, these fighter jets, and I was like, whoa, in the desert. It was pretty awesome and inspiring. But I remember clearly hearing a voice to say, yeah, that's not for what you're supposed to do, Justus. You've got other plans. I've got other plans for you. So I remember sharing that at the campfire later that night, not knowing what was going to happen the next couple steps. So step by step, he leads us. That's the beauty of it, isn't it? We walk a life of faith, and we follow him where he calls us. And so that next step was in May of that year, going on a mission trip and proposing to Samantha and feeling called to missions and to Russia. Step, step, step. God leading every step. And step by step, you'll lead me, and I will follow you all of my days. So the steps led from Russia back to San Diego as a youth pastor, back to France as missionaries, to here in the Geneva area to plant a church. So many steps. And the good news is that God has been with me, with you, every step of the journey. He wants to encourage you and to illuminate the path in front of you and to guide you and direct you. But we have to seek him first. We have to worship him. We have to seek him. So, oh God, you are my God, and I will ever praise you. I'll seek you in the morning. I'll learn to walk in your ways. We learn how to walk in his ways by being with other believers and in a church where we're receiving good, Holy Spirit inspired and anointed teaching from his word that'll help us grow in our faith and become more like him. And I'll learn to walk in your ways, and step by step, you'll lead me. So I'm just praying for you that God would give you the next step, whatever it is for you. What are you looking for? What are you needing? What direction are you asking God for? Step by step, you'll be led by him. And the last line of that beautiful little song is, it's a declaration, and I will follow you all of my days. If I would have known at the beginning how many crazy steps there were going to be on the journey, I don't know if I would have been able to sign up right then for it. But God gave me enough faith for each step, and I pray he'll give you enough faith to take the next step. So out here praising God, thanking God for just reminding me of some simple truths through this worship song. I pray that you're blessed and encouraged by this video. Have a great day. God bless.